Everything I know you the same. You and your friends who got everything. But I want everything. Sometimes I think it's what I intend to do. You got it. I'm the one who's talking easy. You drink. Put the money where you got it ever me. What did they say in the kind of you do? Like be everything. Now I would do. No just pass the that we can do. Not keep that. I never do that. Get on the floor. And I'm out with you. Everything is something that we could do. Get on there. So don't go to jail. But let the money spend me. And lose everything. I'm not different. When she gets it, so nothing. I'm not different. When she gets it, so nothing. Somebody they steal and somebody they buy, somebody they see, but the same person is bad.
More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to serve the search of vigilante-side justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
International musical. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands for the right authority. But it can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us. Bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a human talking, I mean you check. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Randy, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. No one's going to go deep and deeper. Put it to each kid. We are living since in hungry.
A pleasant good morning and welcome to the Tuesday edition of the program from the Print News on Freedom FM 87.9. This second day in the month of September, and 2025 is the year. My name is Wendell Nimna, and I'm your lone presenter this morning, taking you up to 12:30 this afternoon, bringing you trending stories from the print media. So, folks, wherever you are, let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another presentation of the Print News, a regular feature here on this radio. Comes your way every Monday straight up to Friday. And today we're going to be looking at stories from the front page Africa newspaper and hopefully the Daily Observer. But let's firstly recognize our sponsors: Crime Stopper Liberia, Mayuba and Sons Incorporated, and our one and only Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Old Road Smart Road Junction. All right, so folks, let's get to the front page Africa newspaper. The online version is what we're going to bring you this morning. So let's see some of the stories here. I'm trying to make my way to the front page Africa newspaper, and interesting stories to share with you on this edition of the show. So this is going to be our very first story here this morning. It says, ex-President Sirleaf goes bombastic, denies report linking her to CDC support. Ex-President Sirleaf goes bombastic, denies report linking her to CDC support. I'm out of their damn politics. Former Liberian President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has strongly refuted reports circulating on social media alleging that she is lending support to the opposition Congress for Democratic Change CDC. The Nobel laureate, in a fiery response, dismissed the claims as damn stupid and described those behind the report as lazy and bored. Speaking in an explosive telephone interview with talk show host Julius H.J. Sirleaf, who recently or currently divides her time between her farm and the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Presidential Center for Women and Development, said she has been occupied with her private engagements and has no interest in partisan politics. I am here on the farm. Been here for 3 days. Didn't even know what's going on in the city, she said. But let me say this in response. Those people who put this crap, this nonsense on social media, they must just love my name. They must just love me and keep their mouth off me. And what they have just said is damn stupid. Anybody who put that crap out there, I said they are damn stupid. Please repeat it for me and say it. Put it there in the media. Let everybody hear exactly what it is. Then maybe they will stop these damn lies. Sirleaf further clarified that she has had no contact with the CDC and has not been approached for political support. Let everybody hear it well. No CDC person has reached for support. They have no reason to call me for support. I'm busy with my things I do, with my center, with my farm. I'm out of their damn politics, she emphasized. The former president, who led Liberia from 2006 to 2018, lamented what she described as the sensational nature of Liberian politics, which she said undermines genuine efforts toward national development and reconciliation. This is why the politics here is so terrible, because it is so sensational and it can make people so tired, she noted. People want to do the good things for the country. You want put okay. Let me just take a break. Let me take a break because I need to do this break quickly.
Chicken say, "Bogo ni oko." It's a gossip. As soon as they break, when chicken say, "Bogo ni oko," it's a fussing. Dawa every day, evidence. 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 you to say. You and your friends, who gossiping every day. But our everyday activity. Sometimes I think it's all right, tell her to be positive. Come to my house, what you eat and you drink. Put the money where you got it over me. What did they say in the canon to do? I like the everyday activity that what we do. So say, no despite the better we can get you what we do. Not keep glass, nobody can be you there. I'm on everyday activity, don't want you to go. Get on the floor, tell them what we do. Everything activity is something that we produce. Here all day, make sure don't go to jail. But let the money spend, let them do their play. I'm not different. When she gets it,
Oh, folks, thank you very much. We had to interrupt to, take something very important. But let's come back to the story here. It says this is where we stop. It says that is why the politics here is so terrible, because it is so sensational and it can make people so tired. She noted, people want to do the good things for the country. You want to promote the good part of the country. You want to be supportive to all the agencies of government. You want to support the president in everything he does, if it is in the interest of the country. And every day somebody comes up with some nonsense or the other. It is so dark and sickening. I just wish Liberian people would just get to work. They are so bored with laziness. That is why they cannot work. Salif added that instead of fueling division, Liberians should focus on promoting unity and reconciliation. Yeah, I'm working so hard. All they do is creating problems with people, creating tension in the country, trying to divide people when we are trying to promote reconciliation. And they are creating all kinds of things to cause trouble, she said. Salif Al-Boz comes amid heightened political tensions as opposition and ruling party supporters intensify rhetoric ahead of future elections. Contrary to viral social media report that former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf identified with the country's main opposition, Congress for Democratic Change, CDC, the former Liberian leader had distanced herself from said allegation, which she described as a nonsense. Well, folks, let's leave it there. Let's tap you right there and get to more stories. Let's run you through with more stories here from the online version of Front Page Africa newspaper. And so let's continue with more stories. Let's get to our next story. And it says here, Liberia, National Lottery Authority boss and deputy visit Ghana Lottery Authority to strengthen partnerships. The Director General of the National Lottery Authority of Liberia, Peter L. Solo, and his Deputy Director General for Lotto Games, Richelieu O'Burfey, recently paid a week-long working visit to Ghana National Lottery Authority in Accra, Ghana. The visit aimed to strengthen partnership, share best practices, and explore opportunities for collaboration between the two lottery authorities. During the visit, Director General had fruitful discussions with the management team of the Ghana Lottery Authority, focusing on areas such as regulatory frameworks, game development, technology, marketing, and innovation. The two lottery authorities also explored potential areas of cooperation, including capacity building and knowledge sharing. The visit provided a platform for the National Lottery Authority to learn from the GNLA's experiences and expertise in lottery operations and management. The Director General expressed his appreciation for the warm reception and hospitality extended by the Ghana National Lottery Authority and emphasized the importance of collaboration and knowledge sharing in advancing the interests of the lottery industry in both countries. The LNA and GNLA have agreed to draft a memorandum of understanding outlining areas of cooperation and collaboration. The MOU is expected to enhance the operations and management of both lottery authorities, ultimately contributing to the development of the lottery industry in Liberia and Ghana. The National Lottery Authority is committed to strengthening partnerships and collaborations with regional and international lottery authorities to enhance its operations and contribute to the growth and development of the lottery industry in Liberia. The National Lottery Authority is a government agency responsible for regulating and overseeing lottery operations in Liberia. The authority's mission is to operate a fair, transparent, and responsible lottery system that generates revenue for the government and benefits the Liberian people. And I think so far so good. That's all we can take from that story. Let's get to more stories here from the front page Africa online version. And let's take this as our next story. Okay. Let's see this story. It says the government of Liberia in collaboration. That's Liberia launches US $15.4 million National Youth Peace and Security Action Plan. The government of Liberia, in collaboration with international partners, has officially launched a 5-year US $15.4 million National Action Plan on Youth, Peace and Security, NAP-YPS. The plan, which will run through 2029, aims to empower young Liberians as key agents of peace, security, and national development. The initiative, led by the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the Federation of Liberian Youth, FLA, was developed in partnership with the United Nations Population Fund and is grounded in UN Security Council Resolution 2250, 2419, and 2535, global mandates recognizing youth as critical actors in peace building, structured around 5 core pillars: participation, protection, prevention, partnership, and disengagement, and reintegration. The plan promotes youth inclusion in national decision-making, safeguards them from violence and exploitation, and provides pathways for the reintegration of former combatants and at-risk youth. A collective belief in the power of youth. Speaking on behalf of Vice President Jeremiah Pankun, Education Minister Dr. Jaso Malijala described the action plan as a statement of our collective belief in the power, potential, and promise of Liberia's youth. She emphasized that youth inclusion is vital not only for social equity, but also for national peace, security, and sustainable progress. Our commitment to this plan reaffirms the government's dedication to President Joseph Numa Bwaka Senior's arrest agenda, Minister Jala stated, but its success depends on coordination across all sectors of society. A national milestone with global impact. Delivering a solidarity message, Ms. Barry Freeman, Deputy Special Representative of UN Secretary General for West Africa and the Sahel, hailed the launch as a national milestone and a powerful global signal. Liberia is joining a growing global movement that recognizes young people as central to building and sustaining peace, Ms. Freeman said. She highlighted that the plan is rooted in the international youth, peace, and security framework and that Liberia's upcoming role on the UN Security Council in January, it is first since 1961, makes the launch even more significant. Liberia understands the causes of conflict and, more importantly, the transformative power of youth-led leadership in peace building, she noted. Freeman commended the Ministry of Youth and Sports, United Nations, that's UNFPA, UN Women, WANEP, and especially Liberia's youth for their commitment and meaningful participation in crafting the plan. This is more than a document, she added. It is a vision, one that puts young people at the heart of preventing conflict and shaping a more secure and inclusive future. Youth not as victims, but as leaders. In his opening remarks, Youth and Sports Minister, Councillor Gerald Cole Bangalore, emphasized that the NAP-YPS is a Liberian-led movement. We are not just fulfilling a global mandate. This is our national commitment to recognize youth not as passive recipients of support, but as active agents of change, Bangalore declared. He praised the extensive nationwide consultations that informed the plan, ensuring voices from all 15 counties were heard. Peace cannot be sustained without equipping young people with the opportunities they need to move forward, he said. With nearly 75% of our population made of young people, we cannot afford to sideline their voices, ideas, and aspirations. Bangalore concluded by describing the action plan as a roadmap to a future where young Liberians are seen as partners and leaders, not bystanders. About the National Action Plan on Youth, Peace, and Security is Liberia's first comprehensive framework to operationalize the global YPS agenda at a national level. It addresses the root causes of youth exclusion and conflict while providing clear strategies to foster youth engagement in peace building, governance, and economic empowerment. The plan will be implemented through cross-sectorial collaboration among government institutions, civil society, youth organizations, and international development partners. Well, folks, that's it. The government of Liberia launches U.S. $15.4 million National Youth Peace and Security Action Plan. Let's get to more stories from the online version of Front Page Africa newspaper. And let's take this story. This has to do with the ANC. So let's get to this story. All right, let's take this story. This internet, don't do this, okay? Yes, it says government has lost its moral compass, ANC Youth Congress says. The Alternative National Congress, Youth Congress, that's the Alternative National Congress, ANC Youth Congress, has released its Canting-Ter State of the Youth report, accusing President Joseph Nyima Boaka's government of betraying the Liberian people and failing to address pressing national issues. Speaking to the press over the weekend, ANC Youth Congress Secretary Aliyu Kadi offered condolences to the family of the late Minister Sylvester Grisby, describing him as a statesman of real restraint. However, he quickly pivoted to the group's core message, stating, While one man departs with dignity, the government he served continues to govern with disgrace. The ANC Youth Congress cited the 2024 country report on human rights practices, framing it as a mirror reflecting a nation plagued by arbitrary killings, torture, and censorship. According to the report, the government has become a predator that hunts the truth and devours dissent. The group highlighted the government's raid on the location it referred to as the World Trade Center, where it said young Liberians, guises in cybersecurity and IT, were imprisoned and brilliance was treated as a crime, drawing a parallel to South Korea, which has a cyber defense force. The ANC Youth Congress urged the Liberian government to work with these young minds, not against them. It called for the World Trade Center to be transformed into a national hub of technology, creativity, and innovation. The report also sharply criticized the government's approach to the drug crisis, calling it a war that exists only in speeches, but not in national budgets. The ANC Youth Congress alleged that the Ministry of State spends more on state celebrations, buying stout and beer, than the Ministry of Justice allocates for drug rehabilitation. According to the report, the Liberian Drug Enforcement Agency receives US $3.5 million, but 90% goes to salaries, while the presidential convoy alone costs more than US $4 million. This is not a war on drugs. It is a war on common sense, the report stated, calling for a policy that invests in rehabilitation and intelligence. The ANC Youth Congress appealed directly to the U.S. government to intervene, arguing that President Bwaka's leadership in the fight against drugs has been ineffective and that the LDEA has become a breeding ground for corruption. It requested the U.S. help establish an independent, transparent framework to bypass what it called compromised institutions. Caddy concluded by questioning the president's recent trip to Japan with 23 officials. Where in the report? Where is the benefit? What sector will be transformed? And accused the trip of being a vacation disguised as a mission. The report ended with a defiant tone, urging Liberians to reclaim the republic and build a nation that honors its dead, uplifts its youth, protects its truth, and invests in its future, he added. Well, folks, that's good news from the ANC Youth Congress. So let's see what we can grab. One or two more stories, and then we part ways with the front page Africa newspaper. So let's get to more stories. Too many interesting stories here on the online version of the front page Africa newspaper. And let's take this story. All right. It says here, CDC alleges judiciary compromise following demolition of party headquarters. The opposition Congress for Democratic Change has accused the Liberian judiciary of being compromised under the leadership of President Joseph Bwaka following the recent demolition of the party's national headquarters in Congo Town. In its first official press conference since the incident, CDC acting chairman Janga A. Cole labeled the demolition as illegal and politically motivated, claiming it was carried out in violation of the Liberian Constitution and civil procedure laws. Chairman Cole said the action by the Liberian National Police and Civil Law Court came while an appeal related to the party's property was still pending before the Supreme Court, the nation's higher judicial authority. On announcement of an appeal by a defendant, no execution shall issue a judgment against him, nor shall any proceedings be taken for its enforcement until final judgment is rendered. Court quoted from Liberia's civil procedure law. He argued that the timing of the demolition, just days before the National Elections Commission begin its annual inspection of political party headquarters, raises serious suspicions. The timing of the demolition of our national headquarters on the eve of the NEC's annual inspection is deeply concerning. It appears to be a deliberate attempt to undermine our legal standing as a political party in the Republic of Liberia, he stated. Cole expressed frustration that the CDC's legal efforts to protect its rights were ignored, asserting that the action sets a dangerous precedent for the country's fragile democracy. It is saddening to note that the judiciary has become apparently compromised. It has become an instrument and a vehicle for the government to abuse and violate the rule of law in Liberia, he said. The CDC leader described the destruction of the party's headquarters, including the symbolic sycamore tree, as irreversible, even if the Supreme Court eventually rules in the party's favor. Our appeals before the Supreme Court have become efforts in futility. A legal victory at the High Court would not restore what has already been destroyed. The damage is done, Cole lamented. He said the Bouaka administration's alleged interference with the judiciary poses a serious threat to peace and democracy in Liberia. The eviction was clearly an illegal act carried out under the pretext of executing a court order. Our democracy is at risk when the justice system is weaponized and biased, Cole asserted. He also accused the administration of selectively enforcing court rulings, stating that several Supreme Court decisions have been ignored by the government, while lower court judgments, especially those unfavorable to the CDC, are executed with speed. This is sheer mockery and not justice, he added. Chairman Cole warned that Liberia's past is filled with examples of judicial manipulation leading to national unrest, including military coups and civil war. The abuse of power and manipulation of judicial processes led to Liberia's bloody civil wars, he said. Citizens lost faith in governance and restored to violence. Despite the challenges, Cole praised former President and CDC political leader George Manneh Weah for what he called exemplary leadership in maintaining peace during difficult times. Thanks to His Excellency, President George Manneh Weah, for taking the hard and difficult leadership role of maintaining peace amid these glaring abuses. This is a testament to leadership and patriotism, Cole concluded. Well, folks, that's all the stories we can take this morning from the online version of the Front Page Africa newspaper. That's all we can bring to you, our followers, wherever you are and following. We want to say thanks for being there. But folks, let me just squeeze in. No, I will leave it there. So that's it. Let's hear from Let's go and take word from our sponsor, Crams Topper Liberia, Exodus Best Price Store, and my Yuba and Sons Incorporated. After our break, we'll come back with our talking points.
Robbie, why you take it?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Grove Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Come on, so go deep and deeper. Put it to the Ichiki. Villa living sense in her.
There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands for the right authority. That it can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us. We need safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a human talking, I mean you check. You wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much to Crime Stopper Liberia. Crime Stopper, the essence of that institution. The responsibility of Crime Stopper is to keep crimes out of our community. So like we always told you that your identity will not be exposed. If you see any bad things in the community, don't hide it. If you got a friend who is in the police, you got some kind of friend who is connected to national security, you can call them and tell them secretly. Nobody will expose you. All right? So you don't have to be afraid that when you say to somebody, they will expose your name or they will show your identity. No. All right? That is unprofessional. So don't see bad things in our communities and you keep it. Expose it. Let's keep our community free of crimes. so that even when you're walking any time of the day, you wouldn't, be afraid, or no fear will come to you that somebody will come and attack you, because you know the community is free of crimes. So it's always good to have this information, and share it with those who are in authority that will not expose your identity. Well, folks, we've just been joined by Aliyu Masale. Ali lost his mother, and she has been laid to rest. So Aliyu have been off for some time now. Aliyu is back, so let's give him all of the time in this word to hear from him. So Aliyu Masale, good morning and welcome once again to the Print News. I know you've been sitting there and listening to all of the stories, but so far so good. How are things for you?
Excuse me. Yeah, good morning, Mr. Nimle. Good morning, Mama Labira. This is Aliyu Masali. Glad to be here. So far, so good. Things are okay. Yes, even though I'm okay. I can move around a little bit.
Okay, so has your mother been laid to rest?
Yes. We the Muslim, we bury immediately, and she died that evening of Tuesday, and Wednesday morning, yes, she was buried. Yes, today is the 7th day of sacrifice. Then from there, we will be doing everything probably the next weekend, provided, because I'm not well. I've been off work like for almost 2 weeks now.
Okay.
But we'll see what we can do. Maybe probably next week we just wrap up everything by the grace of God. But so far so good.
Okay. Thank you so much. And again, we want to extend our deepest condolences to you and the rest of the Masale family. I know it's not an easy thing to lose a mother. My situation is almost like yours, because my mother died in the States 2004. We are just subsided. The war had just subsided, and there was no way, we could have made that trip to lay our mother to rest. So it's just almost in your shoes. You're there and you couldn't come to, But whatever the case is, God is there, and so He's watching our back. So let's keep praying that God will open doors, and every other thing that you need to have your mother, 40 days or whatever, be successful. But you've been sitting there and listening to all of the stories. You've been away for some time. Let me give you some time to speak to some of the things been unfolding in our country.
Oh, yeah, thank you there. Well, yes, there are a lot going on in the country. Yes, I've been following. Yeah, but quickly the news you just read, to call my attention has to do with the former president, Madam Salif. You see, this issue of people, I think these are the Unity Party games. This lady, I think Joseph Boakai expelled her from the party, I think even during her birthday. And she's no longer part of the Unity Party and what have you. She's over there doing her own thing. And if you people want to call people into your politics, and she said it the right way, they should try to get her out of what they are doing, because she's managing her business on her farm, and the woman to come down very high with those kind of harsh words. But sometimes these are some of the things when you push somebody to the wall, at the end of the day, they can no longer hold, and they will come back at you. So this issue, and this is why we always say the Unity Party, they have to focus on governing and forget about the CDC instead of holding people into it, because these are things they have been doing even during the election. They were like, oh, Madam Sally is supporting the CDC. She's undercover supporter. They said a lot. And again, they had demolished CDC party headquarters. And since CDC is coming to come a bill of party headquarters, so for that reason, they tried to drag her into it again. During the election, they said, oh, she was supporting CDC undercover. Now, that other one finished. Now they're trying to drag her into the building of the party headquarters. So I think they heard what she said, and they should focus on governing instead of carrying her name or on social media that she's supporting the CDC or giving a contribution towards their party headquarters. And the second thing had to do with the ANC, what they said about the government when it comes to this drugs issue, the government come for a loan. These are some of the things we continue to say. I don't know the rescue, because this government that came to rescue, I think these people, they are living life even more than the previous administration in less than 2 years. You see, all these long convoy, the big cars, all of these things. President Bakai said drugs was a national emergency. When he took over, immediately he started doing drug tests we saw in the country. And this baffles me sometimes, because you campaign on drugs, heavily, and the abuse for rule of law in the country. So today I expected this country, this government, to really increase the drugs budget and see how to bring qualified people on board. But look, they took A.B. Kroma from there. This other whistleblower who said, I think his own deputy who said the 3 branches of government are involved into bringing drugs to the country. Today he has fired all of these people. You see, I think that man was to be kept there. So if a government is really serious, and that man can show you those people that he's talking about that involved into this. But you took them from there. The same thing with the other guy to RIA, who discovered the drugs the lady were bringing in the country, Quita. That one, they had to change your position. So what comes to your mind, people? These people, like the man who made that statement, you shouldn't have fired him. That guy who arrested Quita. So this is what I always say. This government, everything that President Bakai does, is being doing selectively. You see? Because the same thing they were talking about, corruption, they hold the other person, they like them. Or when it comes to their own people, he treat them differently. There are people behind bar today for drugs. Where is Peter today? Where is Dominic Balak? This thing raises alarm. And today you firing the other man, the other DEA officer, or I don't know, director or whosoever that was on the phone, or saying that, they should release his daughter. Why you think he's saying that? Because these people, if you can see the president, people that allow him and his children, when they are caught bringing drugs into the country, they just vanish. We don't know where they are. People who are not associated with the first family, when they are caught bringing drugs, they put them behind bars. So he has the right to say, release my daughter, because he know what they are into. Every one of them, they are into this drugs issue. And again, I keep thinking on this thing. I don't know. The government, they campaign on drugs, and today they have come to power. There are no policy put in place, no strategy, no measure in the drugs budget that they're supposed to increase and employ more people to protect the borders and go after those people who are bringing the drugs, the importer, instead of the consumers. But today they are not doing this. And now we get the opposition political parties in the country. What are they doing in the fight of drugs? Because even though we will say, the government, so opposition will only sit in the country, and during election, that's the time they are coming to say, yes, we want you to vote for me, we want you to vote for me. Drugs is killing our people. Liberia had turned to a horse that you pour rat medicine in. Every morning when you wake up, you find dead rat somewhere. When you wake up, you find dead rat in this other country. This is how the country is now. Every morning you see dead body. Somebody told drugs kill the other person. They lie down on this side. Drugs kill the other person. And opposition, you can't sit there and do nothing about it. You always say, the government came to fight drugs. The government came to fight drugs. This is about everybody. This thing, or when you lose election, and you just sit, you don't do anything that will help the country, you make no impact, and you're waiting for election time again to come and run. So you only want to be president, or you only want to be representative or senator before you do something for the country. This is so sad. This government is not doing nothing. We know they're not supposed to fight it, but opposition, the CDC, the ANC, the MC, whatsoever opposition party, political party, every one of them had to help in this fight of drugs. These are things that can even say help you tomorrow during your campaign. But everybody will sit there, the government, they care about fighting drugs in the country. And everybody will sit there and allow people, citizens, people, children to die, taking drugs here and there. And 2029, they will come to say they're coming to run campaign. This issue about fighting drugs, it shouldn't be the government alone. It is so sad that when you wake up every morning, the 15 counties across the country, there are dead bodies everywhere from drugs. So the opposition political parties, they need to step in. This is not, and then it makes no sense that you will just sit in the country when you lose election, you don't do anything, and you're waiting for election time again. And this issue about CDC party headquarters, why you just read from our acting chairman, Jangako, that's the fight. It was so bad on the part of the government a day for National Election Commission or inspection to party headquarters, and they went and demolished the CDC party headquarters. And for me, I'm still asking people, because what we know about eviction, how we go, they will come to serve Mr. Nimble his eviction notice and tell him, oh yes, you get so and so days, 2-3 weeks or 1 month to vacate this area. They will give you that notice, and then maybe they call you, they give it to you, or the sheriff come to your house, they give you that notice, or they put it to your door, and they go on by their business. Failure on your part to do so, and then they will just go to the court. They give them people, give police, they can't stand there. Police is there to make sure that they put everything out, and you can take your property and leave. But I'm always seeing something strange in the case of Liberia. They will come with eviction notice today and start breaking your place down. You see, and this whole thing, yes, this whole thing, it was politically motivated. You don't need a rocket scientist to tell you, because when I was watching that night by 11 to 12 o'clock, last Friday night, I saw police trooping into that place. What's the essence? So everybody knew that what was going on was supported by this government. And for President Baka to come, when they ask him, say the law is the law. When you get to know the law is the law, if they respect of the law, you don't respect the law. You campaign on respecting rule of law. Since we came to power today, our constitution has been abused, total breakdown in the rule of law. You see? So this is not good. But again, the Unity Party, these people were established in 1982 when some of us were just 1-year-old babies. Up to today, Unity Party don't even say have a headquarters. You people have relocated more than 10-15 times. Lastly, you people were even evicted from your other party headquarters, and all of your material were seized because you couldn't afford to pay rent, and you were even owing the people the seized everything that you people had. Today, you're squatting to another area again. You people being existent for more than 43 years, moving from one place to another. Since CDC were established, they moved to that place. That's where they have been. And today they are being evicted. And instead of them going to rent, to go squat somewhere again, they are coming to build the first state-of-the-art headquarters ever in the history of Liberia. Is that not a shame and slap in the face of you people? You will continue pushing CDC just to show your weakness and how in your irresponsible behaviors. These are some of the things, because those people, they were over there 20 years, they invited them today. Instead of them going to lease again or to rent, they are coming to build a state-of-the-art headquarters. Why you people being existence for 43 years, don't even have a headquarters of your own? That should be your shame. If you continue pushing CDC, you will just be showing how weak and how irresponsible you people are. So the only thing, again, the place CDC, we are coming to build a party headquarters. It shouldn't be something like I say, oh yes, I let CDC, I'm a party or CDC, you can't take my land. And you go, you build there. Tomorrow somebody will come again. What they can do. You saw what happened today. That party headquarters have been demolished. If you according to Eugene or Nangbe, as soon they heard that CDC was going to build to that place, the government said the person pay tax for that place. They never been paying tax for that land. So that's the first thing. So you should be very careful. According to him, when you pay the taxes that they were owing for that place. So that should tell you that's the first warning. So you should make sure that land, you look at the D, you go to the ACA and make sure you have bought it from the owner and it's proper. Even when you're building a headquarters, you make sure it shouldn't be on an alley, nothing and they can, because Unity Party, they will do everything in as much as they are in power to bring us about that place. They will say something. They did the first one by saying the person never been paying tax for their land. You people went and clear that one off. You don't know what they are planning next. So if that an individual, you should make sure you go through the proper channel. These people, this is not Unity Party. Eddie Johnson said he had Unity Party, and Joseph Boakai is this Unity Party. You have to be very careful, because that old man can find owner of that land and use money to bring washing to do any other thing, just to take you from there again to bring another shame and disgrace to the party. So you have to be very careful. People are making that donations, contribution, and whatsoever, pumping in money to make sure that headquarters is built in a year time or less than a year. So please, you'll be very careful with what you're doing. This government, they are not focusing on governing. This is why 2 years now they have failed. All their attention is on CDC, and they try to do everything to destroy CDC. You'll be very careful how you're securing that end to build a party headquarters. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aliyu. And you said it all. Or hint to the wise is quite sufficient. Seditions, those of you in leadership, you heard from my colleague. This time around, make sure everything you're doing is legal. Everything you're doing is legal. Do not allow people to come and just talk. Then you listen, you implement. No. Everything now should be documented, because the Unity Party aim is to make sure that nothing of CDC exists. So they will do everything. The people want to break the wings of CDC. That's why they are fighting. So this time around, hope that place that you people have secured to build your headquarters, make sure that place is in full control of that owner. Go, you buy it, you do your lane, you probate, your deed, everything, and get all your legal title documents. You see, today, all of those years CDC stay at their headquarters that were demolished, there were people who were resident there, seditions, that been there for years. Today, some of them, they are homeless. Today, some of them, they are still struggling to get a place to sleep. These people will do everything. Nothing they want to hear about CDC. But, you know, seditions are people who are very tolerant people, because the way they went and demolished the headquarters of the CDC, had been a violent party, that entire day would have ended up into chaos. But it was good the political leader spoke, and his people was able to listen. So all of you who are doing your contribution, make sure when you're doing your contribution, everything that was said by Aliyu are those things that you need to follow. Ellen Johnson was here for 12 years. Ellen came, she left the stage. George Weah came for 6 years, he left the stage. Bwaka is not going to die in power. Bwaka is not going to be the president of this country to the end of Liberia or till the day Jesus come. Bwaka is not going to be there. 6 years will come. 12 years will come and go. 18 years will come and go. Do unto others as you may have them do unto you. The World Unity Party is proceeding. People are watching. People are listening. Tomorrow, another political party will come. They will say, Unity Party, you did X, Y, Z out of the law. So the same way you did it, will do it too. Because this government is not a respecter of the law. Because you cannot take an appeal to the Supreme Court while the appeal is at the Supreme Court and you go about, demolishing the people headquarters. So even if the Supreme Court come up and the ruling is in the favor of CDC today, it's not going to bring back those properties that were destroyed. It's not. So everything Unity Party is doing today, eyes are open, ears are open. They know what is happening. Their country, they were not born. They wanted the country to born, but it didn't born, and it will not born. Their country will remain, will be peaceful, will not go about, violence, will not push for violence. This country will remain peaceful. 2029 is coming. I don't know. This going election, we saw almost 18, 20 political parties. But where are they? They are all gone dead. The only time you hear them coming up, say they are political parties, when the election is around the corner. Where is AFP? Benina Ure, he gone silent. Where is Alexander Cummings? Where are all these guys? Where is Clarence Monumba? He's a very young man. He should be speaking. Not to be in silence. He should be talking. These things happening in the country. Then tomorrow they will come and say they want to be president of the country. But that's our country. We just got to keep it peaceful. We saw, because of dissatisfaction in this country, people die for no reason. 250,000 plus Liberians lost their lives. Properties got destroyed. Today, people are rebuilding their life. Today, family can't even identify. Mothers can't even find some of their children. And everything just happened. But people are still peaceful. Because the way the government is proceeding, sometimes they get to people. Sometimes people want to go astray. But then again, at the end of the day, Liberia comes first. When we put our country first, we'll not be thinking about evil things in our country. We'll not be thinking about destroying our country. If we put our country first, we'll not be doing some of the things that we're doing in this country. Where senior government officials are bringing drugs into the country. Their own people go talk, they fire them. You think changing people at the LDA that will stop the drugs from coming in the country? You think changing people, you can bring the best. Once they don't have the support nothing is going to work. Because when you catch somebody with drugs, the next thing that person is going to place a call, and then a call will go to that officer and say, you have to let that person go. That's my interest. So are you putting your country first? No. So that's why you see our youth are being destroyed. Because we're not putting our country first. Drugs is a lucrative business. When you put your hand in drug business, the money that can be coming, you will never want to stop, getting that money. You always want to get it. That's why you see people can stop doing drugs. That's why you see the government officials are deeply involved in bringing drugs in the country because they know what they're getting out of drugs. They know the money that they're getting out of it. So when that man went to that place and said that the executive, the judiciary, and the national legislature, there are people there who are bringing drugs in the country, you think that man just jump up from the blue skies to say it? He knows what he's been going through as deputy of DEA. He knows the calls that have been coming. Those that went to jail that got released. He knows. That's why he said it. So if we can put our country first, nothing will work for us. Because there are some selfish people who are prioritizing their interests. But let's take a few comments. We'll take a few calls and then we go home. Let me recognize my friend, James Ellis is watching us from Brooklyn Park there in the United States. Welcome to the show, James Ellis. I'm told you are quietly following the live broadcast. You're all the way there in the United States and having a great time. So we want to welcome you to this edition of the show. Our man James Ellis, who is watching us there in the United States, to be precise, Brooklyn Park. All right, so I think Brooklyn Park is Minnesota. I hope I'm correct. All right, so let's see whether we can take a few calls and read out a few comments before we leave from here. So let's take the comments first, and then we'll come back and take some calls, and we'll leave from here at 12:30. So let's begin with the comments. Let's begin. All right, Gatti Harris says, I'm watching you live from Hope Community and Dole Community. Heron Tito Jr. says, good morning. I'm watching you, following up from my residence in Caldwell. William W. Wulu says, the Liberian Civil Rights Movement official spokesperson is watching live from Upper Caldwell. Philip Foucault Tamba says, Madam Sirleaf said Liberians are lazy. Is now she classifying us as lazy people? Is the nonsense that made her president for 12 years. And Dati Tobas is watching you from Ominga Market, CDC Project. This name, Gilba Kamara, says, good morning to my Freedom family. I'm watching live from Minneapolis. We also have Julie K. Rambo. Julie says, good morning, Freedom FM 87.9 family. Thank you guys so much. God bless you all for the good job. I'm watching from the Netherlands. Abraham and Addison says, greetings, Freedom family. I'm following you from my residence in Upper Caldwell. Let me appreciate you guys for your talking point. May God bless us all. Vinicius Junior Bar is watching live from Newcretown. Mohammed Mariaman J. Sharif says, good morning, Wendell and the peace-loving people of Lofa County. I'm watching you from Mamadi Dakite Intellectual Forum in Jacobtown, St. Francis community. Thanks to you guys for the show. And he says, yeah, Muhammad J. Sherry says, my deepest condolences to Ali for the passing of his mother. May the Almighty Allah forgive her sins. Augustine Gifler says, good morning, Freedom FM. I'm following you from Middletown, Newcastle, the US of A. All right, folks, so far so good. Those are the comments we have in our comment section. So let's get to a few calls. Callers on the 0776 104 104, 0886 500 104. And the WhatsApp line is +231 886 500 104. Call us and be live on the program. That's from the Premiums. This is a regular feature here, so call and make your input on the show. We are here straight up to 12:30. So call and let's get your contribution. Yes, so true. Rennie, if you're listening, you can give us a call. Rennie Dapo, you can call me right here. Let me see what I can hook you up from my end. Rennie Dapo wants to join the conversation. So let's see whether we can get the Rennie on the show. All right, we're trying to place that call to Rennie. It's good we have Rennie on the show. Randy, welcome to the Premiums from the United States.
Good morning to your audience.
Yeah, thank you, Randy. Welcome to the show. I guess you've been following, but let's hear from you. There are too many things been happening in the country since we last had you here. So let's hear from you this afternoon.
Yes, Wendell, thank you, and thanks to the management of Freedom Radio. We are almost to the end of this year. This month is the last month of the quarter. As you know, the 12th calendar year is divided into three quarters.
Yeah.
And we have 4 quarters. So 3 down 4 is 12. And for every quarter, we measure our performance from individual plan to company and government plans. But this government of President Joseph Boyka has failed again this year, because think about this, Wendell. As we enter into October, there's nothing much going to be done in October, because it's pretty much close to the holiday, and then you have November, Thanksgiving Day, and then you have December, of course, the major holiday. So technically during the year, the first quarter we start from April, May, June, then you have July, August, and September. Those are the major basic months in the quarter that any government should perform. So we have seen President Boyka since last year. He has not defined the direction of this country in terms of policy. Everything government does runs by policy. When President Boyka was here in the United States, he acknowledged President Trump's immigration policy, because those were promises that he made. He's going by that. President Boyka said that there will be no student, or especially children, on the street. Up to this present, he has not been able to clearly come up with a press conference telling us what a policy about students not being on the street would be. So that means there is no direction. So that means the Ministry of Education cannot operate. We see the drug bust. We know there are so many lapses we have today in combating drugs. This is a new challenge that we have in our country. From the LDEA to the Liberal National Police, those elements of people are not too experienced for that. What we also need to understand is the rate at which people are stuck with drugs only include the number of people combat that. Number 3, we have you capture people, you don't put it into, you send them for rehab to do that. Well, it hasn't come up from what is the role of Ministry of Justice, of the Ministry of Education, what is the role of the Internal Affairs and the Ministry of Health, are not being discussed. This thing we do, it kind of gave me the question of what are they discussing? We know when you talk about Barcelona versus Real Madrid, you talk about the games they have played, you talk about the game they have won, and you talk about the challenges they have and how they're going to overcome it. When people on the different platform, when they're discussing things, the way you want to educate the people is to talk about the government policy, because the government policy will tell you what implementation or roadmap the government is putting into place to begin a process of delivering for the people. But none of these things have been done. So everything just been done on an arbitrary basis. So this president has completed failed again this year, because ask any one of them, let them show you a policy framework. You see, the president, we are agenda, the PAPDP. Every time you go on any website, whether it is agency or it is the ministry, you will see that vision that will say our vision along with the PAPDP. But as far as President Boga government go with the whole arrest, it's like a car sitting there in your parking lot or before your hall, and somebody tells you, but we know where your car. I mean, my car, or they get in the car. I mean, the car over there. But we're not leaving yet, the car there. That means President Boga vision is like a car sitting there, but no gas inside. Or it's like an electric car, but the battery not charged. So when they talk about the arrest, it's just existing, but there's nothing. So how can the ministry and agency operate when there is no vision for these people? Now, take for example, President Boga is coming out now. I think he dedicated some kind of overpad today. How many publicity do we know? Is this another death trap for us that our children and your children will be able to pay for? What is the agreement between the Chinese people? We know that the Chinese people often put you in debt. And I will do your work, but you owe me. There's no clarity on any of these things here with them. So the government right now has not been able to set any clear policy, any clear roadmap to deliver for the people of Liberia.
Randy, we hope we can have you on the show tomorrow so that we can talk a lot more about this, because the time is not ample. So I hope you will join us tomorrow so we can elaborate more on some of the national issues.
That would be perfect. That would be a perfect time, but I appreciate the time you are giving me today.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you so much. It's always good having you share the platform with us.
All right. Bye now.
Bye. All right. That's Randy Dapo. Randy will definitely be with us tomorrow. So, folks, let's take few calls, maybe 2 or 3 calls, and then we wrap up. Y'all keep playing the Win Liberia Cash giveaway. Don't stop playing. A lot of things happening here with the cash giveaway. Too much money in the building. So I know Marlon Griffiths will be at 12:30 after the commercials to pay out to you some money. But let's talk to this person. Hello. Yeah, welcome to the show. Okay.
I listened to the former president reporting some serious. And I believe the former president is that this year for us at the country when the state governments come on social media like respond. I think that this is one of them. She can do it. We were here, we saw we started all on her. That just because you see thank you at the nation on our she got she don't get all the over. You're not ready to break that easy. That's ready to break up. People actually want people just forget about this and now on the fish today. So people getting us away and you can go in. So you don't have one less thing to kind of you don't have people because they are committed to the usual not going to win. Represents constitution says the message. I believe you are wrong. Just believe some of the states that work with the end wrong, but then things are wrong. So it's not just right. But yeah, just they fall.
Thank you.
Some of those things you're saying earlier was not come back.
Thank you. Let's take this person. Hello. I'm okay. Welcome to the show. The line is so bad this morning. I don't know, but let's hear you. Go ahead, Edmond. You're live. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
And that is clear. we know that the government actually lack policy, and this is why we were involved in 5 years of the government. It was intended to clearly define your role and have a clear policy, what you wanted to do and how you're going to go about it. Instead of running the opposition, you're going to go out and look at some of the things that they did. And they just said that needed to be made on it. It needed adjustment. And if it needed to scratch it off, you scratch it off and you say your own agenda, your so-called ratio agenda. But as you see, nothing. We are in the last quarter. Okay? The 4 months that have renewed because the budget year can go end December. New fiscal year became 2026 January. The guys are going to go do recast. So that is to clearly suggest to you that things are not okay in the country because you missed out the mark. You cannot miss out the proper foundation of the house and expect it to lay it in a whole house. No. So there is no way that Boakai can make a comeback. No way. The only thing that can help Boakai is a bad president that is good, that is okay, contact and all stuff.
Okay.
You say anything happy and you take one, you be able to make some changes for this. The Boakai future, there's no way that you can make a comeback or continue to be reforming until okay, 2029. If you want to bring it back, you bring it back and we'll support you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Edmond. Thank you very much. That's the voice of Edmond Carr. Let's take this person as our last caller. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, you are our last caller, so let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, Captain Bill McGill.
Go ahead.
Okay, I would like to speak to the drugs area. What I want to say here is that the government need to put more mechanism in place. And the government need to build more jail houses. For me, I believe people crime punishment.
Okay.
And even by the virtue of law, there are crime people commit and there are penalty that people should be subjected when they have gone through a competent jurisdiction and they have been a victim of their actions. So those people need to stay in jail for the penalty of the crime.
Okay.
Now, the action for releasing an individual or in the era of calling for his daughter to be free, I see that he's an associate of the crime.
Okay. Thank you. We don't have much time. I'm sorry I have to let you go because of time. So we got to go to our man Aliyu to close up. But before I do, let me just take these last comments quickly. First from James S. Kelly. He says, we had President Weah on cruise control on Liberia development. We took it from him and gave it to a Sierra Leonean 419er. Patricia Brown says, watching from Rehau ELW community. James says again, what that Sierra Leonean old man was telling the Liberian people is called 419. All right, you're allowed a Sierra Leonean criminal or BM to be our president. Aliyu, let's give you 50 seconds so we can go.
Yeah, thanks to all the callers for taking the time to participate on the show, and thanks to everyone for all the condolence messages, calls, and whatsoever. I appreciate it.
Oh yes, your friend too from you remember the lady you helped, the kids you assisted the last time from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks to every one of them, and I will always say I pray for President Boakai to succeed. When the government feel with the Liberian people, we feel no matter what our political differences, Liberia is all we have. Liberia first and Liberia last. We pray for the government. Till we can see you again. God bless America. God bless Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you, Aliyu. Thanks to all of you for being there. We'll be here tomorrow. Until then, do have a pleasant Tuesday in the nation's capital, Monrovia. Thursday is going to be the birthday of Princess Alexa Vanja Colley. And also, it's going to be the birthday of my daughter, Amanda Irreplaceable Love Masina Nimna. So I want to throw out a pre-birthday shot for you guys. Vic Nambe, that's you, Victoria Joe Nambe. Your birthday is on tomorrow. Your sister, Mrs. Wendell Nimna, say happy pre-birthday to you.